Why did I fire my nurse for refusing to work overtime? I'm 48. I'm the director of a small rural hospital, 60 employees. We're critically understaffed. Every hospital is. We can't find enough nurses. One of my ER nurses is Jennifer. She's 34, been with us for 6 years. Good nurse. Last month, Jennifer was finishing her 12-hour shift, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. At 6:45 p.m., the night shift nurse called in sick. No one to replace her. I called Jennifer, said I need you to stay, work a double shift. She said no, I've been here 12 hours. I'm exhausted. I'm going home. I said, I don't have anyone else. The ER needs coverage. She said, that's not my problem. You're the manager. Figure it out. I said, I'm asking you to stay. It's an emergency. She said, I have plans. I'm leaving at 7 p.m. I said, what plans are more important than patient care? She said, my life. I'm off the clock at 7 p.m. I'm going home. I said, if you leave, there's no nurse in the ER. She said, then you better find someone fast. She left at 7 p.m., walked out. The ER had no nurse for 2 hours. I had to call in an off-duty nurse who lived 45 minutes away. During those 2 hours, we had 3 patients come in. I had to handle triage myself. I'm not a nurse. One patient had chest pain, potential heart attack. I had to make medical decisions I'm not qualified for. Thankfully, the patient was fine, but it could have been a disaster. I fired Jennifer the next day. Patient abandonment. She said, you can't fire me for refusing overtime. I said, you abandoned patients. That's grounds for termination. She said, I worked my scheduled shift. You can't force me to work extra hours. I said, in healthcare, you have a duty to patients. She said, I have a duty to myself. I was exhausted. Working 24 hours straight is dangerous. I said, you wouldn't have worked 24 hours, just until I found coverage. She said, you had 2 hours before my shift ended to find coverage. You didn't. That's your failure, not mine. She's suing, says I violated labor laws, that I can't mandate overtime without notice. Her lawyer says nurses have the right to refuse unsafe working conditions, that forcing a 24-hour shift is unsafe. My lawyer says she abandoned patients, that healthcare workers have different obligations. But now I'm in worse shape. 3 other nurses heard about Jennifer. They quit. They said, if I'm going to fire people for refusing overtime, they're not staying. I'm down to 4 nurses for a 24/7 ER. We're barely functioning. I'm working 80-hour weeks trying to cover shifts myself. The state nursing board is investigating. Jennifer filed a complaint, says I'm creating unsafe working conditions by forcing overtime. They're reviewing our staffing levels. If they find violations, they could shut down our ER. I'm trying to hire nurses, but word got out. Applicants ask about mandatory overtime. When I say it's sometimes necessary, they decline. Comment YTA if she had the right to leave. Comment NTA if patient safety matters most. What would you do?